What up, YouTube? It's IKG, formerly known as No Change, and I am back with another commentary. And this is another episode of my UCLA Bruins Dynasty here in NCAA Football 14. And we are in week 2. The last video was basically a bye week video because we are now in week 3. We had a bye week after we defeated Nevada in week 1, and we struggled a little bit with them. And originally, after defeating them, we were number 17, but then we moved up after the bye week, like I said, and now we're at number 16 facing the number 17 Nebraska. So we have to defeat these guys, and maybe we can move up a little bit more. And in the first half of the last game, just trying to give you guys a little bit of insight of what happened, because I know it's been about a week or a little bit more since I posted that video. We struggled a little bit in the first half, but then in the second half, Hundley was able to get it together and win us that game, and that, like I said, moved us up to number 17. And so now here we are in a rainy game versus the Nebraska Cornhuskers, and like I said, we're 16, they're 17. So if we can get a very convincing win this week, we will move up quite a bit. Not quite a bit, but a good amount, maybe a few spots, maybe 2 or 3 spots, hopefully, at the least. But here's Hundley taking command of the offense, getting started, and we will get a drop by Devin Lucien, who was just very big for us last week. He was a great receiver out of the slot position, and we will be looking to continue that this week as Shaq Evans will catch a comeback route over the defense of Deontay Evans. And Shaq Evans had a very big game last week, catching 3 touchdowns, totaling over 10 receptions and 100 yards. And our offense is on a roll right now. As you guys see, Hundley gets a 12-yard rush right there, getting us into Cornhusker territory. He's rolling out. He's going to hit tabular, and he will drop the ball, and we cannot be having that. And on 3rd down and 3, Hundley will keep it himself, and he will slide as he gets to the 11-yard line. And that will set us up with a 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. After picking up 7, Hundley tries to play action from the shotgun formation. He will be sacked for a loss of 7 yards, and that will put us at a 3rd down and 10 situation. And on 3rd down and 10 from the shotgun, Hundley with a very nice pocket at first, and he will have to roll out, and he will be caught by the shoelace. So we will attempt a field goal here, and our kicker will miss it wide right from about 30 yards out, I want to say, and he misses that one. So we can't have that. I mean, we had a lot of mess ups on that drive. We got all the way down there, then we had a dropped 1st down, and then we get all the way down there and come away with no points. So that has to be disappointing. And last week, you guys saw Fajardo just go off on this defense, and Tommy Armstrong Jr. is even more of a threat in the run game on the ground. And this time he will hurt us with his arm as he hits Jamal Turner for a new set of downs. And on 2nd down and 12, they're going to hand it off to Abdullah, and he will cut his way to a 1st down, getting down to about the 6-yard line. And he just tore us up on that play, and we run right past Tommy Armstrong Jr. He will pitch it out to Amir Abdullah, and he will frolic his way into the end zone for a Nebraska lead by 7 now. So immediately the Bruins go down, and we're going to try to get down and actually come away with some points this time. And Hundley is a great rushing QB, and he actually led the Bruins in rushing yards this year, and he's looking like he's going to do the same thing in this dynasty right now as we're on the move, and we don't really have problems moving the ball. As you guys see, number 13 could not make a play on the ball, and that will allow Devin Fuller to get a 26-yard reception right there, getting us a 1st and goal situation. Hundley back to pass under pressure, going to find a wide open Devin Lucien, and he will continue his streak of being a playmaker for this offense as he catches a touchdown and ties the game up at 7. And here is Tommy Armstrong Jr. once again, and the Cornhuskers are not shying away from that run game. As you guys see, Tommy Armstrong Jr. just has 5 rushes for 47 yards already, and they're going to hit their tight end long on 1st down and 10 right when we were playing the run. They go with a pass to their tight end, short pass, picks up a new set of downs, and they are marching down the field right now, and they're going to go with a read option. This time they're going to hand it off for a loss of 2 to Abdullah, and that will bring up a 3rd down and 6. They're going to hand off to Terrell Newby, and he will only pick up 3 yards, so they will settle for a field goal attempt, and they will get it. So they go up 10-7, and we're going to throw off a screen to Jordan James. You guys don't see a lot of him, and you're not going to see a lot of him in this video, but I do run the ball. You guys will see the stats at the end of the game. He just doesn't pick up a lot of big plays, as Hundley is going to go deep for Shaq Evans, and he will somehow walk the tightrope of the sideline and keep his feet in bounds and walk into the end zone. And here's a replay seeing if his foot was out, and it definitely looked like right there in that step his foot was out, but there was no review, there was no challenge, so it stood on the field. And you guys see just a wide open running lane for Tommy Armstrong Jr. And he will immediately get the Cornhuskers in Bruin territory as they are picking up another first down and another big play. However, on first down and 10 after the big play, Tommy will make a mistake and throw an interception to Anthony Jefferson, and the Bruins are back in business as we force a takeaway right there. And he just tried to force the screen in there, didn't think Jefferson would make a play. However, he was sadly mistaken as he picked that one off and gave Brett Hundley and this offense the ball back. And speaking of Brett Hundley, he's going to hit Devin Lucien, and he is just making a lot of plays from that slot receiver position. And to be honest, I throw a lot of passes to my number ones and my number threes. I really don't throw a lot of passes to my number twos, so I pretty much like to switch up the positioning of all the receivers throughout the course of a game. That's just me, so I can spread around the receptions and the yards and everything. And we're going to try a read option of our own, and Brett Hundley will dive forward, and that was a risky play right there, as he should have just slid instead of risking the ball or giving the ball up. And he's going to be sacked this time on 3rd down and goal, so we will settle for another field goal, but this time it will be good. And I don't know if our kicker can make those. I mean, it's never a gimme for this kicker, as he missed like a 30-yarder, if that, earlier this game. So we make it a touchdown lead, and Cornhuskers are driving once again, and they're going to hit their receiver, but he will be tackled and the ball will not be completed. So that will be an incomplete pass for Tommy Armstrong Jr. And on 3rd down and 9, he's just going to dump this one off to Terrell Newby, and he will pick up no yards on that play. And they're going to go for a field goal, and their kicker will just barely miss it, as they will come up short on the field goal attempt right there. So they come away with no points, and Brett Hundley will try the read option once again, and he will be tripped up at about the 40-yard line after a gain of 24 yards. 1st down and 10 in our 2-minute offense. Brett Hundley is going to go deep to Shaq Evans, and he was wide open on the post route, and he will get us down to the 5-yard line. We're going to try a read option again with Brett Hundley, and he has just been so effective, such a weapon in this run game, as Jordan James isn't really a threat, but he is a solid running back. But Brett Hundley is definitely taking over the rushing load, and we may have to decrease that as the season goes on. He's able to do that because it's early in the season, but once he endures the season, and as the season goes on and gets late in the season, as we're playing in like more harsh conditions, we may want to limit his hits that he takes, and the read option causes for him to take more hits than we would like, and our offensive line doesn't make it any better. As you guys see, Anthony Jefferson will pick off Tommy Armstrong Jr. once again, and that will give Brett Hundley the ball back with 1 minute and 20 seconds left. And Brett Hundley is going to go to the middle of the field to Jordan James, and that is where he is effective. He is effective in the passing game, and we're going to dump it off to Bell this time, and he will get us down to the 25-yard line. And the Cornhuskers really have to make a stand right here if they want to keep this a game, because we potentially can go up by 21 points, as Brett Hundley will juke his way to a 1st down. And there's one of the hits I was talking about he takes. We really have to limit those going forward this season. And he's going to go to the end zone to Devin Lucien, and he will catch his 2nd touchdown of the day, and Brett Hundley will toss his 3rd of the day. And we were going into the 3rd quarter. We were deadlocked at 31-10 after a couple of 3-and-outs and punts, and we're going forward to around 4 minutes left in the 3rd, as Terrell Newby is going to get a touchdown, and that will cut into our lead, cut it to 2 possessions instead of 3. So now we only lead 31-17. Brett Hundley is back on the ball. He's going to go for the 5-and-out route, and it will be picked off by Rose, and the tackle of Fuller will be broken, and he will walk into the end zone, and that is a pick 6 for the Cornhusker defense. So now they cut the lead to 1 possession after starting the 3rd quarter down by 21 points by a score of 31-10. And Brett Hundley will do one of those risky dives I was talking about. He put the ball up for grabs, and he will put it on the ground, and it will be recovered by the Cornhuskers. And on 2nd down and 9, after Tommy Armstrong got the ball back, he will be sacked by Cassius Marsh. And he reminds me a lot of J.J. Watt, and he is getting a lot of sacks. He's definitely performing and producing for this defense. Tommy Armstrong will be hit by Cassius Marsh that play, and it will force him to throw up a very risky pass to our secondary, and it will be dropped by our cornerback, but they will settle for a field goal. So now they're only down by 4 points, and we're going to hit Fuller, and he will get out to around the 22-yard line. So we are moving right now. We have to put some points on the board. We've gone too long without it, and this very well could have been intercepted. Jonathan Rose had a deflection on that play, so we will settle for a field goal, and we go up right back by 7. And Anthony Barr will shut down this read option in the backfield, and he has 7 tackles, 2 for loss, and he is playing very well so far this game. And they're going to hand it off on 3rd down. I'm not sure why they didn't pass it. I don't understand the logic of that. Nonetheless, they will be forced to punt, and that will give Brett Hundley and the offense back the ball, and he will try the read option again. This time he has room out to the left side of the field, and he is in the Cornhusker territory, and he will get all the way down to the about the 15-yard line. That is a very big game right there. 45-yard rush by Hundley, and he is looking like he is in midseason form as far as rushing. And right here, after he sees nothing in the passing game, he will take it himself for a rushing touchdown, and we have extended our lead back to 14 points, and it's looking good for the Bruins right now as we are late in the 4th quarter. And I overrun that play right there, and that will allow Tommy Armstrong Jr. to get a 31-yard gain right there. And on 3rd down and 7, after picking up that, they're going to hit long for a 8-yard gain and a new set of downs as he will fall forward past the 1st down marker. And he will break the tackle of McKay, and Tommy Armstrong Jr., I'm speaking of, will walk into the end zone for another rushing touchdown today. So on 2nd down and 1, Hundley is back on the ball. I'm not sure why I'm not just running the ball in this situation. And Keontae Evans will take advantage of another bad pass by Brett Hundley. And I am just making Brett Hundley look really bad right now. 2 interceptions, both returned for touchdowns. So the Cornhusker defense is the story here in the second half, as they have scored 14 points to tie the game up at 41. And I should be running the ball. I'm not sure why I was not. I'm just looking back on the tape right now, and I'm just like, I really should have been running the ball. But I hit Devin Fuller for a 13-yard reception right there, as we are going to try to move into Cornhusker territory. And I throw a risky pass to Kenneth Walker. I'm sorry, I didn't know his first name. I'll admit, I did not know his first name, but he will come up with a great leaping reception fueled by a great effort. And we're going to hand it off to Jordan James, and we're just going to hand it off to him again as we get into field goal range. And we're just trying to center it, but nothing is a gimme for this kicker. You guys must remember that. This is for the win or overtime as we try a field goal, and Fairbairn, I believe that's how you say it, will knock it through, and we will win the game, barring a miracle by the Cornhuskers. But you guys know these EA games allow anything to happen, so we'll have to see if Tommy Armstrong and this offense can work any magic off of a Hail Mary. They're going to go deep. It doesn't even get to the end zone, and it will be batted down by Dietrich Riley, who had 11 tackles this game. And the Huskers will not be able to get the win in front of their home crowd, and the Bruins come into Nebraska and get a win. And we have 5 total touchdowns by Brett Hundley, but he also did make 2 mistakes. They were my fault. I just had to throw that out there before you guys. Or no, you guys don't really do that. People on my old channel say, oh, it's your fault, blah, blah, blah. But a lot of you guys don't do that. So thank you for realizing that I'm commentating like a coach, you know. But Brett Hundley played well outside of the 2 pick sixes. If you throw interceptions, just don't let him get returned for 6. And Brett Hundley had 176 rush yards. Jordan James had 72, and he also had 31 receiving yards. Lucien had 2 touchdowns. Shaq Evans won the position battle, if you ask me, versus Keontae Evans with 137 receiving yards. And Dietrich Riley, our free safety, had 11 solo tackles, so that is very good for him. Anthony Barr played well, 2 tackles for losses. I don't blitz him too much, so he doesn't get any sacks really. Cassius Morris and a lot of other guys on our defensive line were able to get sacks. So we go ahead and defeat Nebraska. So this is our first ranked opponent of the season. This game was a very tricky game. I believe Nebraska melted down in the second half in this game in real life. But I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary. As always, leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And let me know if you guys have any suggestions about what I could be doing better about my commentary, this Dynasty, or anything about my channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one later.